The Art of War by Sun Tzu. What if the greatest book ever written about war was actually a guide to succeeding in life, business, leadership, and competition? That's exactly why The Art of War by Sun Tzu, written over 2,500 years ago, remains one of the most influential books in history. Although it was originally created as a military strategy manual, its lessons have been applied by CEOs, athletes, politicians, entrepreneurs, and anyone seeking an advantage in a competitive world. At its core, the art of war teaches one powerful idea: the greatest victory is winning without fighting. Sun Tzu believed that true mastery isn't about defeating your opponent through force. It's about being so prepared, strategic, and intelligent that conflict becomes unnecessary. The smartest leaders solve problems before they become battles. The book begins by explaining that planning is everything. Before entering any conflict, whether it's a war, a business negotiation, or an important life decision, you must carefully evaluate your situation. Sun Tzu advises considering factors such as leadership, timing, resources, morale, and the environment. Those who rush into action without preparation often fail before the battle even begins. One of the book's most famous lessons is know your enemy and know yourself. According to Sun Tzu, if you understand both your strengths and weaknesses, as well as those of your opponent, you won't fear the outcome of any battle. But if you know only yourself and ignore your opponent, you win some battles and lose others. If you know neither, defeat becomes almost certain. This principle applies far beyond warfare. In business, understanding competitors gives you an advantage. In sports, studying your opponents improves performance. In everyday life, self-awareness helps you recognize your abilities, limitations, and areas for growth. Another major lesson is the importance of adaptability. Sun Tzu repeatedly compares successful leaders to water. Water doesn't fight obstacles directly. It flows around them, finding the easiest path forward. Likewise, successful people remain flexible instead of stubborn. Conditions constantly change, and those who refuse to adapt often fall behind. The author also emphasizes the value of deception. One of the book's most quoted ideas is that all warfare is based on deception. This doesn't necessarily encourage dishonesty in everyday life. Instead, it teaches the importance of protecting your plans and avoiding predictability. If competitors always know your next move, they can easily prepare against you. Keeping your strategy private preserves your advantage. Sun Tzu warns against acting purely on emotion. Anger, pride, fear, and revenge often cloud judgment and lead to poor decisions. Great leaders remain calm under pressure, making decisions based on logic rather than impulse. Emotional discipline also allows you to think clearly even in difficult situations. Another timeless lesson is to avoid unnecessary conflict. Winning every argument or proving every point often comes at a cost. Sometimes preserving relationships, protecting resources, or maintaining peace creates a far greater long-term benefit than temporary victories. Not every battle deserves your energy. The book also highlights the importance of using resources wisely. Prolonged wars drain soldiers, money, and morale. Similarly, wasting time, energy, or finances on unnecessary pursuits weakens your ability to succeed elsewhere. Efficient people focus on high-impact actions rather than exhausting themselves with endless effort. Sun Tzu teaches that timing can determine success more than strength. Even a powerful army can lose if it attacks at the wrong moment, while a weaker force can win by choosing the perfect opportunity. Patience often produces better results than running into action. Knowing when to act is just as important as knowing how. Leadership is another central theme throughout the book. According to Sun Tzu, great leaders possess wisdom, integrity, courage, discipline, and compassion. They inspire loyalty, maintain order, and make decisions based on the good of the entire group rather than personal ego. Poor leadership creates confusion, low morale, and failure, regardless of how talented the team may be. The book also discusses the importance of preparation. Sun Tzu believed that battles are won long before armies meet on the battlefield. Careful planning, training, gathering information, and anticipating problems create enormous advantages. Success rarely happens by accident. It is usually the result of preparation that others never see. One of the most practical lessons is the importance of information. Sun Tzu considered intelligence gathering essential. Knowing your environment, your competitors, and changing conditions allows you to make informed decisions instead of relying on assumptions. In today's world, research, learning, and staying informed remain powerful competitive advantages. Throughout the book, Sun Tzu repeatedly stresses the importance of discipline. Talented individuals often fail because they lack consistency. Disciplined people follow routines, remain focused on long-term goals, and continue improving even when progress feels slow. Victory belongs not only to the strongest, but also to those who remain committed to their strategy. Another valuable lesson is understanding your environment. Terrain determined the outcome of ancient battles, just as market conditions, workplace culture, economic trends, or personal circumstances influence success today. Smart people don't ignore their surroundings, they adjust their strategies to fit reality. Perhaps the most surprising message of the Art of War is that aggression alone rarely leads to lasting success. Force may win individual battles, but wisdom wins entire campaigns. Intelligence, patience, preparation, and flexibility consistently outperform reckless confidence. The biggest takeaway from the Art of War is that life is full of competition, challenges, and difficult decisions. Whether you're building a business, pursuing a career, leading a team, or striving toward personal goals, success comes from thinking ahead, understanding people, controlling your emotions, and adapting to change. Strength matters, but strategy matters even more. In the end, the art of war isn't simply about defeating enemies, it's about mastering yourself. It teaches that the greatest victories are achieved through preparation rather than panic, wisdom rather than impulse, and thoughtful strategy rather than brute force. More than 2,000 years after it was written, Sun Tzu's lessons continue to guide leaders, entrepreneurs, athletes, and everyday people who want to make smarter decisions and achieve lasting success.